meeting order, but before we start, I'd like to read this real quick, just to let everybody know, this is a regular monthly collegiate meeting. We will only accept public comments on the agenda items. We'll have an informational meeting after the voting meeting to address questions and concerns pertaining to the hurricane recovery. Any questions on that? If we start talking on the hurricane, we're going to shut it down and leave it for later. Okay? All right. I'm going to ask everybody to pledge allegiance, but I hate to get out of this thing.
Yeah, y'all can. We can go accept it. We all want in. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, pray, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Think you can get your leg back in there, son?
I think.
I'll cut it off.
All right. Third item, Logan Pruitt.
So let me address that. Logan's like everybody else. He's okay left yet, but basically we have quotes for general liability, commercial auto, workers' comp, and we've got quotes and VFIS, which is emergency buildings, fire stations. The quotes we have for the renewals are. We have some increases for VFIS, $7,648. That's the increase from last year, and for the commercial, for the liability and the commercial auto and all that, the total increase is $10,455. Guys, at this point with this, there was we have to. I'm going to recommend y'all accept those. Those are not that significant of increases, and we need to go home and accept those and go to the next step, which we're working with adjusters right now. We'll get into that later. So,
Do you expect any changes because of the?
Oh yeah, I mean, but that'll come with the next policy and all that. I mean, yes,
You verified these are still good as offered. I mean, you verified these are still good as offered.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we did. No, we did. I did talk to Logan the other day, and I just asked him to send us the quotes and all that. They're still good.
Okay. So basically, we're paying $297,528 right now, or last year's?
Yes, sir.
And we're going to $307,980.
Yeah, and that's broken up by the districts, Kirk.
Right.
Each district has a share of that. That's prorated.
So we're only talking about $10,400.
Yeah, and that's for the general liability, workers' comp. The last one that we did was the property claims back in March and February. So, and the other one, Kurt, the other one, that's the fire stations. That's a separate policy, which includes flood, property, wind, all that in one.
Okay, so they only went up $7,600.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I'd recommend we accept it.
Okay. All right.
Okay, anything else on that? We can review agenda. Do we have some more agendas?
I'm gonna ask you a couple.
No, look,
Is this it?
I think that was 3 pages. 3 pages.
I just took the ones from right here.
Sorry.
I do have a question real quick. All these, I guess we can approve the permits as they stated, but I don't expect any work to be done. Or is there a time limit on when the work has to be started once we approve a permit? Yeah, all the, the different ones we have, dredging.
Yeah, well, the parish hasn't been issued.
What I'm saying is, if we can approve it as it is.
Correct.
It may be 6 months, but does there
3
You
years
have to come
before they
back
can
and
do
read.
the job.
3 years to
No,
get.
it's 3 years.
3 years good?
3 years to
Okay.
start, yeah, they
All right.
did
All right.
3 years.
Answers my question. Questions on the permits?
Have we cut the, so we want to cut a
Yeah, I can give an update on that.
gold number top?
The contractor that was selected for this project, Patriot, and the start the work was yesterday,
Okay,
and I think they'll be completed in 5 weeks.
so they've started
They
it.
started it. And this project is actually, would like to commend CPRA for taking the lead on this project. They are totally funding this whole project.
So did last time,
Uh,
when you cut the beach and over.
Right, it's the same project, yes. As we did in 2016.
Another question here, Eric, Katie, maybe, all these appointments coming up. Anybody of these appointments will be relocated where they won't be in that district? Before we go put, reappoint?
Everybody's got a pretty long,
I table
Yeah.
her.
should
I
table
recommend,
all of
I
these.
table them until
All of
the,
them.
until
Table all
we
of
can get
them.
straightened out.
what motion that you did?
Yeah, but we can't do that yet.
Real quick question though, if we, I lost my train of thought now. If we, are short a board member to have a quorum, we may need to appoint it, I mean, I don't know.
If you know for sure that your people are coming back, you can appoint them.
Okay.
Then, I
But you're
mean,
not for sure, just
I would
table.
say that, but then they gotta get their oath, so they gotta get there before they're legit, I mean, you know.
But in a state of emergency right now, it shouldn't really matter, would it? They ought
They
to
can
carry
still
on
do
their
the board.
position.
Yes.
Yeah, we let us do it.
Okay.
I mean,
Until you contact them and talk to them and see what they.
yeah, they're not
But that's
moving
up
out,
to y'all.
but I mean, we can do it for 30 days.
And they're still on the board, their terms expire this month, so they would still be on the board for this month. So it can hold off for 30 days.
What about the ones that we already have, like,
That you know for sure they're staying.
oh, yeah.
You
But-
can go ahead and reappoint them, and then once the courthouse gets open, they can get their, oaths of offices, it's totally up to y'all.
I like your appointees, they got one. Number 10, guess it would be the permitting office, I'm asking that too. Are they gonna provide alternate access? Because before it would have been okay, they could have been just planning to be away from home, but now they may need to repair their homes, on that road. Is there alternate access?
They did, please,
Okay, good, no problem.
Hmm? I don't know, Fire District 14. Which one's that?
Fire District 14 is Grand Lake, and it's just renewals, and Fire District 15 is,
No, 15's Klondike.
15's Klondike, okay. It's just renewals, it's no new taxes.
Any other questions on the agenda? Rushing. Everybody good? If there's no other questions, anything else from the staff? Start this meeting.
Well, Katie, can you give us a little update on just where the workers are?
Yeah, sure. So we've relocated our admin and public works admin staff and program to Jennings for the time being. They have full electricity and water, so we retrofitted a house to make it work, then converted it to office space. Our PW firm that's gonna assist in all project worksheets that we hired is also gonna be housed in this. They're actually at the back table. If you guys don't want to stand up and introduce yourselves, that would be a good time.
Blue Post Area Project Manager at HGA. Brian McSween, Senior Branch Manager at HGA.
Just the overall branch manager at HGA.
Ernie Bruce, Auditor, Business Development, Operations, HGA. I think you guys know.
So, so our parish treasurer, Kayla, and public works superintendent, they've been working really hard trying to get the office going this week. They got tables,
should be getting some this morning when the internet's coming. I had Arlene there, so if they go out there while I'm not there, just to
What about the road crew, y'all get someone back?
So, yeah. Emily's gonna work out of Jennings, coordinate the efforts and call dispatch her road crew. And we do have at least one road crew working in each district. They might not originally work in that district, we might have a two-lane person working in that thing, but there is someone staff working in one of the districts.
What is their time?
Or,
And the policy.
and the policy, when the evacuation is lifted, then they're required to return to work all overtime.
Can we, we're gonna need help with Creel. I know Mary's not here. Waterworks, we're gonna need some help. I know, they got water to the courthouse, they got water to Cameron Fisheries. KK called me, they got a generator, got Cameron Fisheries powering it now. But we're gonna need help with Creel too, and them guys in Cameron probably need some. They got grinder.
I think Cameron's been good. They haven't asked for anything.
I know Kirk told me they would, when they get finished or whatever, they
I
can
have-
help, we need some help
I
now.
had two helping Trey, trying to get their water up and running. If Craig's not back, we may want to try to move him to help Trey. That's the big issue. You gotta know, I can send a bunch now.
Oh,
but if
Kim
they
helped
don't
out a
go-
lot, now Moby helped out a lot too
Where
after
they're
Rita came in. I don't know if we get Moby over there.
Yeah, I know he was with me yesterday, you know, some of the roads.
Yeah.
But I actually have way more, some days are about 4 workers, 5 workers, but like here lately, I think all of Johnson County, everyone has back in Johnson County.
Can we legally offer them, more pay, like, to come out and work?
They are, as soon as the mandatory evacuation was called,
Okay.
Today I think it was like 9, not counting.
Is there anything else that we can do for the staff that would free them up? I know they got their houses tore up too, just like everybody else. Some way to help them to where they can come to work and not have to worry as much. Anything we can
I mean, that's kind of why we're doing that revolving rotation with staff members, you know, try to commit to working 3 days a week for now. We have someone 7 days, and we'll keep adding to the staff. Earlier in the week, it was difficult to get people to come to work in Colby, but the last 2 days, it hasn't been a problem.
And you need to explain to them, you know, get a couple days off, try to line your stuff up in a couple days where you can utilize that time, because we're gonna need that.
Yeah, I've actually, they're pretty much dispatching all of them. I've talked to most of them. I ain't gonna lie, some of them are foremans. I'm using, some of the foremans are still foremans. Depends on who's my contact that day. Like, I may have like 3. They're pushing through. I can't wait if that foreman can't come. So it's like, I have a couple of them, I guess you could say that. They've been my right-hand man. It's Shane's with them down there, so it's like, I have like 3 of them that I can pick up the phone and they're ready right now. They've already met their adjusters, and they told me until they get burned out, they ain't going home. There's no home to go to.
That's good. If there are no more questions with the staff, I'm gonna ask our representative to say something.
Just one quick item on the water issue. It's a statewide concern, and GOSEP has made it very clear that the Louisiana Rural Waters Association can send supplemental staff to help. I'll get the contact to Emily. If the crews are doing a fine job, and I'm sure they are, then, you know, you may never need to contact them. But if it gets to a dire situation where you want to bring in other people and we can track, you know, what they're providing assistance on, the Louisiana Rural Waters Association has made some staff augmentation available. So I'll get that to you.
They
Just in
help.
case.
I mean,
Just to add on, they helped, they had about 4 guys down at Grand Lake helping Jake and them get that, rural water. People need to talk to them.
We need to get them in.
Well, that was private citizen volunteer.
No, they had rural water, the
Is
Rural
it
Water
Rusty?
Association,
Oh,
they
okay.
were down, it was part of, I mean, it was just, yeah, it was a lot of effort, but they had guys there, just to have what Ryan was saying, I mean, that's a legitimate source.
That effort needs to keep going south.
Sir?
And that effort needs to keep going south.
Oh, absolutely, that's
Right, if y'all got y'all's up and going, we need some help down south getting down.
Yeah, we'll put in a call, Mr. Scott, we weren't aware that they were shorting any.
Yeah, Craig, I talked to Mary, stopped on my house yesterday. Craig's, he needs help.
We'll make that call, we'll get it working.
ASAP if you don't mind. Any other business?
Miles. Okay. All good?
Yeah, we're gearing up. We had a meeting this morning, conference call with FEMA this morning, Region 6, and talked to them. They, at first, we was gonna have to contract out what we call real damage assessments. That's one of the ordinance that we got. You gotta go out and look at the homes. They're gonna, when the flood zone, they're gonna do a substantial damage estimator on it and spit out the information to give it to us. That's gonna help us for permitting. So if you got a home that's still there, you know, and didn't get over 50% flood and flood damage, and I don't know what value they're gonna use yet. If it is over 50%, you don't know amounts, they're gonna require you to know.
I said flood. That's flood.
Flood.
You're talking just
Flood, not the
Okay,
wind.
now what's the protocol so that we're all clear in my head? Use my house for example. On my roof, do all my services, pulled out, all of that. So I'm gonna hire people, sub people to come in and put my house back together. What is light people they're gonna have to, you're gonna have to inspect it, put a tag on the service to get electricity back?
So at your home, if you got pretty good damage on it, you're gonna probably just leave your service off. You can get a tip hole. We ain't geared up for permitting yet, we're not there. I think it's still gonna be 2 or 3 weeks before we can get close to permitting. What we're gonna do, I talked to the interview this morning too, so they're gonna require a green tag to be turned on. So I gotta go to every structure and service energy. I ain't talked to Jeff Davis yet, but energy said they're not turning on power to nobody's house unless they got a green tag and approval sent in. Okay, and then we start permitting for repairs and stuff like that. Say your house, you need to come in, do a repair, we check everything. If you need a temp pole, you set it down and we'll do an inspection, get you some temporary power. We're not gonna permit everybody to turn their power on. Say you got a house at your house.
Hey, I don't want to interrupt, but that's something that the public might want to hear at the next meeting.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I was clear on, you can repeat it again in the next meeting, but another thing too, when you get going on your permitting, putting inspection, you got enough personnel?
Probably not, but I've already had people reaching out to me, different building officials across the state. I already got a list of them, I got emails and names, so.
I mean, it's gonna be, people are gonna start wanting their power turned on, especially when they got all the lines everywhere.
And you hate to put them too early because it's paper, it's cardboard tag, you put them too early, they're gonna melt and fall.
Well, it pays, it's not, it's not even, you can have them tomorrow, and one day you can ride around and know the ones you can tag, you're gonna inspect it.
We're not gonna, so this first phase, the first start of getting power, and I'm talking energy, they still a ways out. And once they get close, okay, and it's okay, Miles, they're gonna come in. But we're close to getting A-Bear's settlement power. I'm gonna have all that tank by then. So if I go to that house and it ain't got, of course, if the roof's gone, he ain't getting it, okay? But if it looks like, we still got some pretty good looking structures. If we get one and it looks good and the service didn't go underwater, I know A-Bear's got a little water. If the service didn't go underwater and there's no plugs that got wet or nothing like that, they might have done fixed it. But if it looks good, and then I'm gonna trade it back if we're gonna get it going. And I don't know if Jeff Davis is gonna do that. They may just go ahead and do their own assessment, say, no, you can't get power, you got this, or you can't. But I wrote it down and called this morning. Then we're gonna get into a place where, hey, we're gonna start doing permits. Okay, it's time, because I've got the assessments back from FEMA. We need to review that, see where they were before. Are you trying to repair it, or are you not trying to repair it? I think a lot of them's gonna be here and down south.
I've heard some, the reason I asked it, because I've heard, and you hear things, so I guess it's a perfect time to ask a question. The one thing you're gonna have to have is the green tag, and then you're gonna have to have approval from the health people, sewer.
We're gonna talk to them and see if they're gonna waive some of that. That was a discussion we had this morning too. We're trying to get in there pretty quick. First of all, the first step, I'm not worried about health department approval. You won't power to your house if you
Prove, as you say.
if it's good, we're gonna go ahead and get you turned on.
Okay.
I'm not gonna even do a permit. We're just gonna go do that assessment of that structure. Yeah, you in good shape, I'm gonna go ahead and let you get power. But the other ones that's got problems, and, yeah, of course, that's no brainer, but. And we're gonna do that for Jeff Davis too. We're not even gonna permit it. We're just gonna, yeah, we need a green tag or not, because they're gonna want their parents, you know?
Yeah.
And another question I'm gonna ask y'all too, so when we do start permitting new structures, there's permit fees that we got right now. And I know after Rita and that other one, we waived those fees for probably a couple of years, you
We
know?
don't want to waive anything that was existing structure, and they're rebuilding a new
You
structure.
know, even with your commercial businesses, there's no reason to come back and,
We add that to the agenda to do that, to waive that, waive those fees for the consistent,
We can't do any add-ons, but we can do it next
Yeah.
month.
but we got time. I think it's still gonna be a while before we start doing any permits. And the reason, I mean, we gotta document every permit. The FEMA's already said in 3 months, they're gonna call me, and they're gonna request all those permits that we've done, and they're gonna see if we're doing it or not. As far as the substantial damage, they're really worried about that. I'm just telling you, that's a phone call this morning. He said, that's all the way from Washington, they're watching this.
What they want to do?
Substantial damage, so if you live in the floodplain, okay, and your home was substantially damaged, more than 50% by flood, and you on the old maps, if you don't meet elevation, you want to repair, they wanna make sure that you elevate.
Right.
Huh?
Not on wind.
And these wind damages, I don't have authority to do no structural assessment on it at all, you know, the building official. I don't make a determination that your home's structurally sound or none. That comes from that wind. That's not my authority. If the insurance says, hey, you need to get a structural assessment, you're gonna have to get an architect or engineer to sign off.
Talking about elevating homes or flooding, they're gonna be required to do it. Is it gonna be?
If you over 50% damage. Now, on the other hand, they also said they're gonna be working on grants and stuff too for them people that's in them situations.
That's what I was wondering, if there was gonna be grants for people.
Well, it
to
may not be
elevate.
immediate grants, it might take some time down the road, a year or so, but they are gonna offer that. They said they're gonna work to get that.
Okay. Your office will know about that.
Oh, yeah, and things could change, you know, we'll see as we go, and I'll keep y'all
Hold
informed.
on a second. Comment.
On your, the elevation grants that you're speaking about, it's a hazard mitigation grant, and it is correct, it could take up to a year, and it depends on the damage, not just in the state of Louisiana, but nationwide. The hurricane could travel to Arkansas, and it's a cost share, it could be a 90-10 to a 75-25 split, but there should be some hazard mitigation funding coming down for Cameron Parish to assist those homeowners with that. Also, we've seen in jurisdictions that we work with, you have CDBG funds, and it again depends on the total dollar value. CDBG funds are rolled in and help the homeowner absorb that cost share that they would have to come out of pocket. The legislation hadn't unfolded on that, but that is things that we have seen, St. Bernard, Plaquemines, Lafayette, jurisdictions like that.
Yeah, we've done both those programs here in Cameron with the past storms.
What's that?
That's what I'm saying. Huh?
Down the road.
Yeah, I mean, we just did, 32 of them, Kara, 3 or 4 years ago?
Yeah.
And that was, how many years after? So,
Okay, any other questions? All right. No questions, anything from the staff again?